So all of the thousands of astronauts for 60 years are lying. Well, according to astronomy.com, only 667 people have journeyed to an altitude of 50 miles, which is nothing. That's not space. 24 have been to the moon and 12 has actually walked on it. Here's something I want you just to think about, okay? Without judgment, just think about this. The moon is 238,000 miles away, right? Have you heard of something called the Van Allen belt? It's a zone of energetic charged particles, most of which originate from the solar wind, okay? This is a belt that is around. This is in between us and the moon. So it goes us, the Van Allen belt, and the moon. The Van Allen belt starts at about 400 miles and goes to 36,000 miles. This is pretty close, way more close compared to the moon. Do you know how hot it gets at this level? Okay. The regions in the Van Allen belt go from 2,000 to 20,000 Kelvin. Well, what's Kelvin? 2,000 Kelvin equals 3,100 degrees. 20,000 Kelvin equals 35,000 degrees. 35,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Are you still with me? The Eagle lunar module used in the Apollo program was built mostly and completely of aluminum. So you're telling me that the aluminum in the ship alone can stand the 35,000 degree temperature when the space shuttle thermal protection system can only withstand 3,000 degrees. Okay, so the lowest number in the Van Allen belt will melt the thermal protection system. So you're telling me that this shuttle was able to traverse 30,000 miles of temperatures up to 35,000 degrees and still be able to make it to the moon, which is still over 200,000 miles away. The entry orbiter itself is made of reinforced carbon. Reinforced carbon melts at 3,600 degrees. Its boiling point is at 4,200 degrees, and the Van Allen belt reaches 35,000 degrees. So they would have to go through a radiation belt that would melt them, yet they had somehow a way to make it to the moon, and then were able to transmit a viable signal through this Van Allen belt that's 30,000 miles wide with temperatures up to 35,000 degrees. And you're telling me back in 1960, we could watch that television live without any interruption? And here I am losing my signal every time a plane flies over me. Oh, but it's because they have the satellites in space, right? So in 1960, they had the satellite that could beam through the Van Allen belt, which is at 600 miles up. Yet the moon, which is another 200 and something thousand miles away, the ship was able to make it through 35,000 degrees of temperature when its boiling point just for the carbon within it is only 4,200 degrees. You're telling me that these thousands of astronauts went and then lied. Actually, no, 24 went to the moon and only 12 walked on it. Do you know how easy it is to control 24 people? Especially when you have a lot of money to do it? Yeah. We totally went to the moon. Totally. Go ahead and think on what I said without any judgment in your mind, and you tell me how the ship of NASA's just survived a 35,000 degree Van Allen belt. There is no getting through Allen. None. There's no getting through it. No way. Not even the signal. We did not have the technology back then to get that signal through that Van Allen belt. Plain and simple. Go back to NASA and ask them to explain that one to you.